I'm meeting a bikini model at the bar tonight.
You're meeting? Wait, what?
Yeah. I don't know. I just got set up by her friend at the bar. So.
A bikini model?
Yes. Blonde bikini model.
Oh.
ECSC? You guys know? I don't know what the fuck that is. She's like, yeah, she models for ECSC. Like it was a thing. Yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of the Jersey Fun Sports Gambling Podcast weekly pick show here. Little bit of a last minute record here right before the Saturday action of the NFL divisional round here. We'll be going over the Saturday and Sunday divisional games here for the NFL, and then also the CFP Championship on Monday. So a lot of big games in the next couple of days. It is the first time we are speaking to each other since the epic Bears-Packers game. I don't want to bring it up. I feel like I don't want to, hit any soft spots or anything. But
there's no soft spots. We can talk about it. No, we can talk about it. First of all, congrats. I hope you all win the Super Bowl, unlike most Bears fans who, as soon as the Packers are in the playoffs, are rooting for a loss by the Packers, which is just ridiculous. It's a very sad fan base. But LaFleur sucks. I've been saying that all year. I've been saying to fire him. I think it's unfortunate that that team, again, showed so much promise in the first half and then did what we always do, let the team back in. And when you let a team like the Bears back in, it's not good. Caleb Williams playing backyard ball is a decent quarterback. We all saw for the first three quarters when he's stuck in the pocket, he can't make plays. That offense gets stalled. Ben Johnson gets frustrated. When it turns to the backyard ball, he can make a couple plays, do some things that are good. LaFleur choked, per usual, very soft play calling, let him get right back into the game, and the Bears took advantage. So kudos to that. But overall, I've denounced my Packer fandom a couple times in the past week, and I'm sticking by that with LaFleur as the head coach until they fire him. I am just not going to support this team because it's going to be the same thing every year. We have three of the worst losses in the past 6 years by stats in the playoffs. I forget what the exact stat was. It was like if you have an 80% chance to win on the metric, it's some ESPN metric, they put it on their website, but it's not sponsored by ESPN. But basically, if you have an 80% chance to win, there have been 6 losses. If you have an 80% chance or higher after the 5-minute mark in the fourth quarter. One of them is Jacksonville when they came back against the Chargers in one of the biggest collapses ever. Another one is the Chiefs with 13 seconds against Buffalo. The other one, it's 5 because it's those two, and then 3 by the Packers. San Fran twice, and now the Bears. So if you accept that for a head coach and for a standard, then I can't support that organization, unfortunately. And I know that's not what most Packer fans want to see. It's not what we believe. The Packers were not a good football team out there. The Bears were a worse football team out there. Like, let's make that very clear. But LaFleur made the Packers a much worse football team in that second half by coaching like an absolute horse pup. So that's my 2 cents on it. Congrats to the Bears. It's a huge win for your organization. Unfortunately, I think it's going to give you all a lot of false hope, and the ride is going to end at some point. It's probably going to come crashing down and burning down at some point. And I hope Ben Johnson eats a bag of dicks for dinner because that dude's a fucking douchebag. So outside of that, congrats. I am rooting for Bears fans. I hope you all win it all. I just don't see it happening. I'm not rooting for Ben Johnson. That dude's a fucking douche. I don't care what anybody says. That bullshit fucking post-game speech with fuck the Packers, you can say that internally. Most people do. Most coaches do. You don't say that when you know cameras are rolling. You just don't. It's unprofessional. It's bullshit. I think Gruden came out and said it. I think Tomlin came out and said it. A lot of people came out and basically said, yeah, we say less when we know cameras are rolling. And it's just bullshit by Johnson. But whatever. Congrats. Good win.
Yeah. I think the only thing with that is, like, now we got to beat you guys every time or else it's going to be – it's going to sting even worse.
Like, you set yourself up for a lot of failure last year. Or next year. That's all I'm going to say. Because this team is going to be better. It's going to be a better Packer team. That Packer team on the field was missing, in my opinion, the top 5 players. That's without us. Number one, all 5 of those players are going to be back next year. They're on a second, or they're either 2 or 3 years additional to their contracts. And we're going to add guys in offseason. So I don't get making those comments when arguably it's the worst Packer team that you will face for the next 2 years. So.
Yeah. I guess if we're touching on the Bears here, I'm not even going to go to what happened in the game here. I mean, there is like lots of like a verified source, like Twitter stuff out there about like Indiana passing legislation to get funding to build the Bears a stadium in Northwest Indiana.
It's an embarrassing franchise. It's an embarrassing city.
It's not even.
It's bad.
It's not even the franchise. Here's the thing though. It's not the franchise's fault. It's the state of Illinois is maybe the worst state to have, like. Well, I'd have to say
California sucks. Illinois sucks. The Bears also suck. They put themselves in this spot.
The Bears do suck.
That management, the McCaskies have put you in a very difficult spot because you owe a lot of money to the city of Chicago still for that stadium, which was a bad deal for you all and a bad deal for the city of Chicago. Everybody lost in the deal. And now we're just kind of seeing the remnants of it right now.
Yeah. So Indiana's already passing legislation, I guess, that allows for funding for the Bears to build the stadium. And there's something where like there's a tax exemption on it. So Indiana wants them. So the Hammond Bears are coming. But
Gary Bears. The Hallmark Bears.
Yeah.
But
all beautiful cities,
I guess,
by the way. Love those cities.
Yeah. Yeah. But hey, the Giants and Jets both play in New Jersey, so I guess we wouldn't be the only teams like that, if that were to happen. But
which, by the way, MetLife sucks too.
MetLife's awful.
They ended a lot of careers of Packers in the past few years. So fuck
the
that
fact that I guess it's just shocking the fact that teams have to share an NFL stadium. That should never happen. I feel like that should never happen.
It's like SoFi. That makes no sense either.
Yeah.
Number one, it's still the San Diego Chargers, and they still should be the San Diego Chargers. Another liberal city that just fucked themselves. Dumb.
Yep. Yeah.
Ray, did I cover most of what you want to touch on there? I know it was a bit of a rant, but I know we share a lot of similar beliefs on this Packer team right now.
We do. And until Matt LaFleur gets fired, I am a full-time Las Vegas Raiders fan. I am actually, after we record this, I've been messaging Jose on Marketplace. I'm going to pick up my Geno Smith jersey. So he doesn't get home until 5:30 Pacific. It's 4:08. So by the time we're done here.
And by the way, it's fucking telling right now the fact that he hasn't re-signed yet. That nothing is done. Nothing is set in stone. So we're all just out here being blue-balled thinking that he's not going to be our coach, which I'm also not saying any of these guys on the market are better than LaFleur. I think he can win in the NFL. I think he calls good plays for 80% of the game. But then he's just a fucking pussy who loses his mind. He gets soft. He doesn't know how to call plays in big moments. His clock management might be the worst in the league, and that's saying something because most of these dudes would learn a thing or two just from playing fucking Madden. So it just sucks because, yes, he can win games in the National Football League. I think he would be great for a Tennessee. Probably not a Miami because they don't have a quarterback, but a place with a quarterback who wants to go from winning 5 games a year to winning 10 games a year, he's phenomenal. But he doesn't know how to fucking win the big games, so he can't be the coach of an organization that expects to win big games. That's my biggest take on it.
Yeah. I mean, there's no reason for them to fire LaFleur. He's one like you said, he's put together a ton of winning seasons and and there have been some very, very good Packers teams under his reign, and there's no upgrade in the coaching department. If you were to try and go get some,
but the thing is, you just have to do it. You just have to fucking do it. You have to rip the Band-Aid.
Yeah, you're just saying
because it's a
take the
very easy
downgrade
fire.
and take the downgrade and set like a precedent, basically.
Yep, 100%.
Okay.
Because it's a very easy fire in the next few years.
Or just get a play caller.
No, he'll never give it up. He'll never give up play calling.
Yeah, exactly. He'll never.
He has way too big of an ego. And that's why his coaching tree, just like Tomlin's, is non-existent. Because they have way too big egos and they don't want to surround themselves with guys who are smart. Matt LaFleur's coaching tree goes as far as Nathaniel Hackett, who got ran. He got ran out of fucking Jacksonville. So if that's your coaching tree, that says something about you as well. But
I saw the picture of they put it side by side when the Packers were up 21-3 at halftime, and when the Falcons were up 28-3.
Oh yeah, with LaFleur being in it.
Yeah, LaFleur was on the sideline with the Falcons too. Yep. There it is. Fucking.
He knows how to blow shit. That's for sure. Probably loves blowing cock. Fucking
he's probably good at that.
And I think I've voiced this on this pod. I'm not 100% certain. I mean, I've been on this train from not only like week 4 of this year, but last year as well. And then I thought he was proving me wrong the first 2 games with his play calling, and then right back to the same old fucking dildo. Honestly, probably worse. This year might have been his worst year. Some of these losses we've had, the leads that we've blown, are incomprehensible.
Yeah.
So,
or like that. I just remember off the top of my head that tie in Dallas. I mean, that was bad.
Abysmal. Coming off a loss in Cleveland. Remember the loss in Cleveland?
Yep.
Which, okay, part of this too doesn't pertain to him, but it does because we kept Brandon McManus, who lost us plenty of games this year. And that's just like when he kept Anders Carlson, who lost us plenty of games that year. He has an inability to let people go when it's the right time as well. I get it the year with Carlson. You can say maybe there's no options better. The fucked up thing is we have Lucas Havrasik sitting on the sideline for every one of these fucking games who could have won us plenty of these games. So we actually had a better option and still didn't go that way. He's just a pussy. He's just a fucking pussy.
That dude may hold the franchise record for longest kick for the rest.
It'll never be broken. The only way it gets broken is if we go play in Oakland or Vegas or Denver.
Yeah. That's it. It'll never be broken again. And he sits on the sideline 3 weeks later for the rest of the year.
Yeah, because he missed some extra points in New York, where a kicking in that game was non-existent because the wind was so fucking bad. So I feel like we've talked too much about the Packers. Sam, again, I kudos to you all because you got to make the comeback. Now, I do think there's a little bit too much glazing going on in that 4th and 8th throw by Caleb. In the situation, it's a great throw. He made it, but I mean, he threw to just an open spot. Nobody was within 5 yards of the fucking ball.
2 guys ran the same route. If you watch the playback, 2 guys ran the same route. Loveland and Rome were standing 5 yards apart from each other when Rome caught the ball. Yeah.
So, like, again, to make the throw is great, to get it off, all those things, but there were arguably better throws on Wild Card Weekend than that. You don't need a fucking Jordan hat with Caleb. Love arguably made a better throw that should have won the game to Watson, but he went up with one hand instead of 2. So, like, I don't know. I just don't get the glazing there. I still think Caleb is going to be your biggest downfall. Well, I shouldn't say that because now with the injury to Edwards and some other pieces on your defense, that might be your biggest downfall, but Caleb's not going to help.
For me right now, I guess we'll probably get into it here in a little bit, but like just to touch on it, for me right now, it's Ozzie going down and now having to rely on Theo Benedette to play left tackle, who's not like the worst backup left tackle, but I mean, in pass protection, he is significantly worse than Ozzie. Ozzie was playing really, really well. Like
that was really nice to use him for like one play or 2 plays, whatever it was.
Yeah, that was an absolute home run draft pick, I think already.
Oh, yeah.
And it was crazy that it took us about the midway point of the season to even get him in there. So
hold on, buddy. Don't complain about coaches making wrong decisions on players.
No, I'm not.
You draft early. Because Matthew Golden, that's supposedly a pretty good player, right? We weren't even going to use him this playoffs until our fucking 2 bums got hurt. No shit to Dontavian Wicks because I do like him, but he drops too many footballs. But Bo Melton stinks. And we were using both them over Golden. And then, oh, look at that. We throw the ball to Golden and he's a top 5 receiver in the NFL. Weird. Really weird. But yeah, so no shit to coaches making wrong decisions because it happens on every team across the league.
We did the same thing. We did the same thing with Colston Loveland too. We just figured out like 4 weeks ago that he's actually a really good tight end. So
yeah, exactly. And you still don't use Burden enough. You still use fucking DJ.
Nope. And we figured out 2 weeks ago in the San Fran game that Burden's actually good. But anyways, I guess maybe last point of news we can touch on is Dante Moore pulling out of the draft and heading back to Oregon. And I would just like to say, I 100% support this decision. If it's between making $4 or $5 million playing quarterback at Oregon for another year and going to the New York Jets, I'm going back to Oregon and taking my chances.
I don't care how much money the Jets can guarantee me. I'm going back to fucking Oregon, and I'm shoving it up Triola's ass and saying, "Go find another home, buddy."
Yep.
Oh, you commit there? Yeah. See you, bud. Hit the road.
He will. Rayola's probably going to end up at UCLA next year.
That'll be good for you.
Remember I said that? Yeah, that'll be great.
He's good. He's really good.
He's the next Tim Aliava, however the fuck you say that guy's name.
Fuck Nico. Yeah. Nico Amachita.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we could hop into some Saturday action in the NFL. I'm excited. These will be some really good games here. Bills at Broncos Saturday afternoon. Broncos laying 1.5 at home. Total 45.5. I looked at this game and I was completely lost. So I'll hand it off to one of you guys. Want to see where you guys are going with this one.
Yeah, I mean, I can start if you want. We were obviously on Jacksonville last week. Sammy was on the Bills. Weird game, good game. Arguably, maybe Jacksonville played better. I don't know if you can say that or not. Like I think Cohen choked a little bit in the moment. Trevor Lawrence still not great. That was the biggest concern going into that spot. But it was a fun game, good game. I still think Buffalo's a bit fraudy. I think they have maybe the 2 best players left in the playoffs in Josh Allen and James Cook in terms of skill positions at those 2 positions. But CMC is still really good too. There's still a couple at running back, but I'd probably go Allen. I mean, Cook was the league leader in rushing yards this year, so it's hard to argue against that too. But a couple of fraudy type of teams. I'm just going to lean towards traveling across the country, going to Mile High, being in Denver, and the fact that I'm now a Denver Bronco fan for the time being because of Uma Musume. I think this is an Uma Musume pick of the week. If you all are unfamiliar with Japanese anime, Uma Musume, Mambo, phenomenal show. I actually haven't seen a second of it yet. My buddy's supposed to give me a Crunchyroll account. I guess that's how you watch anime in the United States. You download Crunchyroll. So I'm going to work towards all this because I'm going to be on the Broncos in this game, laying the 1.5. I don't know the final score. I don't know how this is going to end up, but Sean Payton, better coach. Denver, better team. Josh Allen, better quarterback. That's the only thing. Rayth sent me some video this week of Josh Allen and do-rag saying something about his yardage total over, I think.
No, his completions.
Completions. I don't know. I couldn't. I don't speak that language, but I couldn't just follow it. So I don't know. Josh Allen anytime touchdown is what I'm going to bet too. So I'm going to take the Broncos to win, covering the -1.5, and I'm going to take Josh Allen to score a touchdown. I'm going to go 2 units on each of those because it's not a game I'm overly confident in. If you want to get spicy, when the second quarter starts, you should bet Josh Allen either next touchdown scorer, or I don't know if you can actually bet him scoring in the second quarter, but every single one of his touchdowns until that quarterback sneak in the 4th last week have been in the second quarter in the playoffs. So super fun fact there. That could be some value, I'm sure, at some point. I don't know how you get value out of that. I'm sure it's possible though in the divisional round, because they start adding a lot more fun bets come this time of year. There should be some fun ones in the national championship game too, which maybe Ray can touch on because I can't see those here. But yeah, when the games get bigger, DraftKings tends to add more things to it. So.
Yeah, I could check that out for us in a little bit.
Yeah.
But with that being said, it just having Josh Allen on your team is just what scares me. Like, I just think again the Broncos are just better. They're a better team. Um, yes, Sean Payton is a better coach. Um, I also think this week the Bills are going to have a little bit more problems. Or Allen, I should say, throwing the football. I think a lot better cover corners in Denver. They've had a lot of time to rest, which that could be the death of them too. You don't want to. I guess you don't want to go up against a team that's been riding hot. I guess with a
I don't think it's a college football playoff scenario though. Type thing, you know.
And I don't.
They all played the last week at least.
Yeah. And it scares me that this is Bo Nix's biggest game of his career. But with that being said, I think they are going to have a big time advantage being at home. I think the Bronco faithful is going to show out. And I think it's all Broncos in this one. Like I said, I think Allen's going to have a little bit more trouble doing some things in this game. And the Broncos have had a lot more time to prep for this. So I'm going to take the Broncos laying the 1.5 as well. For 3 units. I don't want to go too big just because I said, Josh Allen is Superman, but I just think the Broncos are better. And I just think it's a weird spot because I think a lot of people are going to ride the Josh Allen high because they're like, oh, he only beats Mahomes and Burrow in the playoffs, blah, blah, blah. Now they're playing Bo Nix, but I think Bo Nix will beat him in this spot. So I'm going to take the Broncos here.
Yeah, I mean, the Bills are the clear public team here. I'm staying away from the sides here. I'm gonna actually take the over in this game, 45.5. Like we've been saying, I mean, Josh Allen is gonna have to play Superman in this game, and the Bills will score. And he can, exactly.
That's like, let me put that out there. Not a lot of confidence in the play. He can't play Superman. So go ahead.
Right. No, and he will have to. Like in order for the Bills to even have a chance in this game, he will have to.
So I think the Bills last week against Jacksonville. You know?
Yeah.
He had a 10-yard QB sneak.
Yeah. It's unreal.
He died like 3 different times in that game. I thought he was done, and then he was on the field.
Oh, yeah, I thought he broke his hand. I thought he blew his knee out.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I love Josh Allen. I'm not making this play because I don't. Just like last week, I think I said the same thing. I'm not making this pick because I don't like Josh Allen. So,
yeah, I'm just gonna go with the over here. I think the Bills defense sucks. So, the Broncos will be able to score. Which for this over to get there, that would be my biggest concern is the Broncos being able to score because some days they just decide to fall asleep on offense. But yeah, I'm going to ride the over 45.5 for 2 units. And then I also got I got one prop here that I really, really like. And that's,
I've got a couple of fun props too, Sammy. So let's get onto those. Huh?
And that's RJ Harvey rushing yards, 54.5. I'm going to smash that over for 3 units. I mean, I just remember from last week's game, last week's Bills game. I mean, ETN averaged like 6 yards a carry. Tootin averaged like 8 yards a carry. I just remember that one possession where Tootin ripped off 11-yard run, like 13-yard run. Like it was like right in a row too. So I think early, I don't see why Denver doesn't try to establish the run early and take control of the game here. Especially, I mean, there's got to be a game plan in place for Sean Payton to try and keep the ball out of Josh Allen's hands here, right? I mean, they have to keep the ball on offense, and that is going to have to be done by running the football and establishing that run early. So I'm going to go over the 54.5 rushing yards. Now, for those that are scared that maybe the Bills come out firing, Broncos are asleep at the wheel or are asleep a little bit, or the Broncos are chasing late. The first half rushing yards for RJ Harvey are 24.5, which I also think is a smash over. 25 rushing yards at the break. That seems pretty pretty easy here. He just needs about 6 carries for that. So, Jake, what do you got in the props?
Yeah, I've got a couple fun ones. We're going to start off in player specials. I'm going to stay away from RJ Harvey for now, just because Sean Payton does get weird in the playoffs. And we saw it when he had Alvin Kamara too. Kamara could have 2 rushes in the first half and 15 in the second half. You know, it gets weird. So I think you get weird with RJ Harvey. He's going to get his touches, but it could be in a lot of different ways. But one thing that's constant is James Cook and running the football. I don't care if Buffalo is down 2 scores in the fourth quarter, which I don't think they're going to be. I think Denver is going to win, but it's going to be a relatively close game throughout. So I'm going to go James Cook in player specials. If you go down to quarter specials, minus 135, James Cook 5+ rushing yards in each quarter. He's the fucking NFL leading rusher. Yes, Denver's defense is good. But if you're telling me he's not going to get at least 2 carries in every single quarter, which should get him to 5 yards, you're wrong. So James Cook, 5+ rushing yards in each quarter is a 5-unit play. I know it's minus 135, a little bit ugly on the juice, but I think it's worth it. And then we're going to scroll over. I want to make sure I say the right game leaders. If you go to game leaders, this is where I'm going to make my Sean Payton play. This could be 1 unit. You can go half unit, quarter unit. For me, it's going to be 1 unit. I'm not saying throw the house on this bitch, but Sean Payton gets weird in the playoffs, but he also saves things throughout the year. And this Buffalo linebacker core is poor, in my opinion. I think the Buffalo defense in general is poor. These seams have been abused against Buffalo this year. You look at the percentage of teams throwing up the seams goes up 10% when they play Buffalo. So I'm going to go with their joker, Evan Ingram, to be the most receiving yards in the game at plus 2,000. Wild play. You can touch his over on yardage. You can touch his over on catches. Touch all those things too. But I'm going to touch this receiving yard most in the game, Evan Ingram at plus 2,000. Because I don't see Shakir getting too many targets. I think there's going to be some lockdown, some focus on him. Brandon Cooks is old. Surtain is going to lock down Keon Coleman and anyone else who comes his way. And Allen's going to run a lot. I want to take some Allen rushing props. I'm going to wait until around game time to see those because I think they're going to shift one way or another. So I might touch some Allen rushing props. But for right now, I'm definitely diving in on Evan Ingram.
Wow. I love that. And it's not like it's not like it's a no-name backup player. This is the starting tight end who they regularly throw to.
Yes, he plays a minimal amount of targets, but when he's in the game, he's getting the ball. That's the thing. Mm-hmm. It's going to take one decent ball up the seam. He breaks the tackle, and he's gone. They're going to throw a screen to him. He breaks that off. He's gone. You know, there's potential for an 100-yard game here for Evan Ingram, which, I mean, I'm going to just scroll over really quick to that, too, as well. Again, you're getting live lines as we talk here. And Evan Ingram was the guy I've been eyeballing. His over-under is at 23. I think you can whale that. And I think you can ladder this guy. I know my ladders have been unsuccessful, but most of the time when I go ladders, it's on a favorite. I'm fucking dumb and then they lose. This is a can't lose because Evan Ingram can't lose the game because the Broncos are winning. So you might be able to ladder Evan Ingram up to that plus 2,900 number, which is insane at 90 yards. Because this Buffalo defense stinks. They stink. They're going to have to sell out on something to win. And if I had to bet, they're going to sell out on the run and make Bo Nix beat them. And who's the good old safety valve in any offense? It's the tight end, and it's Evan Ingram. So let's go with a lot of fun for Evans.
Yeah, I love it. That's awesome. Ray, you got any props for this game, or are you ready to roll to this Saturday night game?
No, I
focused on Toledo.
No, we're at 76 at half. We're like I
told you, you're right there.
The live line's like 164 and a half or 165, so we're fine. A lot of free throws at the end. We'll lose on bricks, but
I think they're gonna brick all of them.
Why is Pat Bryant's receiving yards 32 and a half and Troy Franklin 21 and a half? Hasn't Troy Franklin been like the number 2 receiver like really all year?
Brother, right? Isn't that a thing?
What'd you say?
Isn't that his brother?
It's Bo Nix. Yeah, he lived with Bo Nix during college. Yeah, they basically adopted him.
I thought that was Chris Johnson.
No, that was No, it was Franklin.
You sure?
Maybe
Are
it
you
was
sure?
Tez. I don't know.
Maybe it was
I don't
Tez
know.
Johnson.
I have no. I don't know. I know one of them lived with them.
But
either way, both of them played with them.
considering
Pat Bryant went to Illinois. I love that guy.
Yeah,
it's Tez Johnson. No, but I'm saying Troy Franklin.
Yeah.
Troy went to Oregon, right? I'm not.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He was just the better. He actually got more balls at Oregon.
I'll do 2 props just for funsies because everybody else is doing props. Let's do a unit on Troy Franklin to score anytime.
Yeah.
Plus 320.
Yeah.
And then
that's great value.
Yeah, it is. They must know something. We're probably fucked, and then I'm gonna do a half unit on Brandon Cooks 100 plus receiving yards.
Okay.
Khalil Shakir ain't gonna be open. Keon Coleman never gets open because he doesn't like football or something. I don't know. And Brandon Cooks.
We did say that we liked him. Sam was shitting on Brandon Cooks. I like Brandon Cooks. I still think he's got some life. I think more teams need to have receivers like Brandon Cooks. I think the Packers would have been better off with a receiver like Brandon Cooks to show these guys. So no harm on Brandon Cooks here. I just don't think he plays well against the secondary, but I hope he does for your sake, Ray.
Yeah, it's just a small unit. No, nothing big, just a little one.
Yeah,
and then if you're really feeling frisky, you could take him to score at plus 500, but that's for another day. So
that I'm not as against, to be honest with you. He's gonna be on the field. There's plenty of like second and third and goal from the 6 spots.
The only thing is, I did see on ESPN briefly that I think the Bills are activating Curtis Samuel off of IR too. Not sure what his status will be for the game. But that could be something to watch out for.
I want to talk about a playoff performer, Curtis Samuel.
Yes.
He always shows up. They scheme him into the game for some reason. I don't think he's that good, but they do scheme him into the game.
He doesn't even have lines on here right now. So
I don't know if he's going to play.
Wait, he's plus 1,000 to score currently. And if he doesn't play, he gets voided, doesn't it?
Void,
that would be correct.
Yeah. It goes into the void.
That's a little bit of value for us.
All right, well, before we jump into the next game, can I go get another beer and take a piss?
Yes.
Yeah. Go for it.
We are recording this live for all the fans out there from Double D's Pub and Grub. Beautiful place here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And I was forced to chug one of my beers, so now I don't have to for the whole podcast. So a brief intermission here while I piss and get another beer.
Yep.
You guys can keep talking. We can keep this on the podcast.
Okay.
Oh, all right. We'll go to the next game then. 49ers at Seahawks. Seahawks laying 7 at home. 12th man will be out, supporting their quarterback, Sam Darnold. Total at 45.5. This is the game that puzzles me the most because there's, on one hand, playing in Seattle, I mean, it's probably worst places to play on the road. Denver's got to be number 1. Seattle is probably number 2.
I've got an argument there. Can I argue something while the phone's in my pocket?
Lambeau with snow?
No.
Yeah.
Well, it used to be until LaFleur took over. They actually suck at home now. But number 1 for me, I'm going to go with New Orleans. When New Orleans is fucking good, dude, the Superdome, that place is fucking different. That place gets so fucking loud. But Seattle is it's right there.
I guess Arrowhead might be Arrowhead and
but Arrowhead's dead.
Is it still CenturyLink up there in Seattle? Is that
that sounds right? Yeah, but Arrowhead's dead, man. They're about to move across town.
They are dead. Anyways, it's on the one hand, I have to lay 7 points against a divisional opponent with Sam Darnold, or I have to bet on the 49ers without Brock Purdy, without George Kittle, to cover 7 points against the second best defense, I'll say.
Right, I'm going to say the best team, though, right now.
And the best team, right. It's like, so what do I where do I go? I think I'm going to fall for the cheese and go with the public here. I'll take the 7 points with the 49ers for 2 units. I hate it, which is why I have a million props. But before I'll get into those, I'll let you guys give your takes on this game here. Maybe you can sway me.
You're a little closer to San Fran, Ray. Why don't you start us off out there, good boy?
I'll start it off. I just know that the entire world is on the 49ers because they went in and beat the Eagles. Well, the Eagles suck. Number one, the Eagles fucking stink.
Yeah, can I say something? Hand up, we fucked up. We fucked up picking the Eagles.
I was going to say,
hand up. Bad.
Hand up. I thought the Eagles were going to come out of hibernation and just roll the NFC, honestly. I really thought they were. And then turns out they got completely screwed by their OC and internal issues, which decided to resurface again.
Literally, if they would have handed the ball to Saquon Barkley 40 times that game, they win by 2 touchdowns. I'm not even kidding. I legitimately think that. He was unbelievable. And they just went away from it. So, well, I'm talking about my potential worst in terms of competitors, right? I'm not talking like fucking the Raiders and these bum franchises that will never be good, the Jets. In terms of competitors, the Eagles might actually be in a worse place than the Packers. That might be an actual thing, even though they just won a Super Bowl, which is wild to say.
I think the Eagles are stuck. I'm going to be honest. I think they are stuck. They're stuck with their coach. They're stuck with their quarterback. They're stuck with A.J. Brown because if they tried to get rid of him, they would take like an insane cap hit that is like not even fathomable. And
winning the Super Bowl was the worst thing for them. That's wild to say.
It's unreal.
Yeah,
Quinyon Mitchell might be one of the most over. I mean, he had 2 picks, but he gets beat.
So, Ray, go ahead. make a pick out there. Sorry to hijack, but we had to hand up the Eagles there because that's on us.
No, we did. We all had the Eagles. We all thought it was going to be a no doubt steamrolling, just ass kicking. But
Can I say one more thing? Actually,
yeah.
Okay, Lane Johnson does not win them the Super Bowl either. So they're still stuck, even when they get Lane Johnson back next year. So, okay, that's all I had to say.
We totally – I don't even know if we totally misread that one. I just think it was just a bad just –
No, we did because the thing with the playoffs is when there's that big of a difference in coaching, the coaching wins.
Yep.
The coaching fucking wins, and it happened at Soldier Field. Ben Johnson outcoached Matt LaFleur, 100%. The coaching wins, and Shanahan is a unbelievable football coach. Where if he ever gets let go, like a Harbaugh or a Tomlin, that's a travesty. It's an absolute travesty. So,
yeah, and I don't see that happening anytime soon.
No, I hope not. I hope not.
Plenty of success there, and like
you couldn't pay anyone to fucking go be in San Francisco right now either. That fucking shit street-filled city. So
no, you're not wrong. It's not the best of places, but I just think it's so obvious here to take San Fran, where I just can't. I literally can't. So the Seahawks beat them by 13 or whatever it was 2 weeks ago. They manhandled them. Coming back to Seattle, I could get burnt by Darnold here. I'm very aware of that, and I totally understand if I do. So that's why I'm putting only 2 units on the Seahawks. I think the only way they don't cover is if Sam Darnold puts up a 2 or 3 interception game and forgets how to play quarterback like he usually does.
Which I think, in this case, it's more unlikely than it normally is, given the 49ers defensive situation right now. So I
understand.
I hate the 49ers pick. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think your pick is more sound than my pick. I'm just going to ride with the public after the week that the public had last week.
Yeah. And I'm honestly just hoping that it doesn't come down to like a 2-point conversion or something stupid at the end where it's a 14-point game and then San Fran scores, they go for 2, and then it goes one way or the other. I could definitely see that happening. But I got to go Seahawks here at home. The place is going to be electric. I think if they had any other quarterback that was in the playoffs right now, I think that team should be a 2-touchdown favorite against the Niners this week. So I have no faith in Darnold whatsoever.
They're still laying 7 with CJ Stroud, though, but
yeah, potentially, yeah, probably. But dude, you also got. I mean, I just feel like their offense is just so much more complete than the Niners right now, too, especially without Kittle. Like that's a killer. Like that is huge. That's
Kittle is dead.
That's
Can I just say that Kittle is
ruins their
in my
offense.
opinion, the second best tight end of all time. I know we've only seen a certain group of tight ends play. I'm a little bit older than you guys, so I saw a lot of Antonio Gates and Jimmy Graham and Tony Gonzalez and guys that maybe you didn't see play. Kittle's the second best tight end of all time behind Rob Gronkowski. These two manhandle defenders, they change game plans. So feel free to finish with whatever thoughts you have there, Ray, but full agreement that Kittle is an actual multi-point swing, which is very rare out of a tight end. So
and their whole game plan gets wrapped around him, whether it's the run or pass game, like you just mentioned. Like it's everything goes through him. And as stupid as this sounds, Juszczyk too, because that guy's a fucking stud too.
I'm gonna say Juszczyk played his ass off, though.
Yeah, he's a stud.
So.
But I think not having Kittle is just it's gonna kill him. It's gonna kill Purdy. It's gonna kill McCaffrey. So I'm going 2 units on the Seahawks to cover that 7 here. Go ahead, Samuel.
I don't know what happened Jake. I didn't know what happened to my video.
Break the tie here.
It went all wacky. So I'm not going to break the tie here. I know we're a pick show, but I am staying about as far away from that number as I can as possible. 7. I don't care that Kittle's gone. I don't care that I think Seattle's a superior team. Fred Warner's back. That's important for the run game because I think Seattle can't run the fucking football anyways. They're definitely not going to be able to run the football with Warner back. But 7 is just so weird. Like Ray said, 2-point conversion here, this, that. Honestly, maybe I'll bet the game to be decided by 7, like something stupid. Something
Seattle
fun,
loves field goals, so there's a world where they win by 6 because of like field goal scores.
It's way too big of a number for the playoffs. It's especially way too big of a number for a divisional playoff game. So all I'm going to touch right now is the over. I'm hammering the over here. Seattle's defense is really good. Even without Kittle, that Niner offense can still play. Shanahan is going to find a way to score points in this game. They went right on down the field against the Eagles defense, who's still good defense on that first drive. They're going to find a way to score. I think the over's in play. What I'm going to do, because I think regardless of if they win by 14, by 7, by 9, by 5, whatever it might be, because I'm going to have Seattle in parlays. I'm going to take a Sam Darnold passing ladder because ghosts die too. Ghosts are not fucking immortal. Ghosts can go away. Ghosts die off. The ghosts are gone. Sam Darnold is going to have a big game. They can't run the football. JSN, ladder, big game. I'm climbing these bitches. You all have heard us before with ladders. I'm going to probably fucking throw a whammy wager, fucking big time, couple bills, couple 2-3 of those on 300 plus for Darnold. I'm going to go big time on JSN 120 plus. So a lot of this stuff isn't really in my plans yet because I'm waiting on some lines to get finalized here. But we're going to ladder both of them. We're going to climb those ladders. We're going to play 300 plus for Darnold for sure for a hefty amount. We're going to play 120 plus for JSN for sure for a hefty amount. We're going to go 5 units on the over. And then for the funsies, this isn't even a unit. I don't even know how to describe this because it's a $5 play. No unit shaming. $5 a unit, beautiful. The $1 a unit, beautiful, whatever it might be. But because DraftKings does that longest touchdown kind of fucking thing, which I would have won a decent bonus bet on because of Matthew Golden and then DJ Moore fucked me. But because they do this, I'm going $5 on Luke Farrell anytime touchdown score because I think he could have the longest touchdown on Saturday. It's for the 2 games on Saturday. So I'm putting $5 on him anytime touchdown. I think his anytime touchdown is like fucking plus 13 something. It's like $5 to win $70 anyways. So if that hits, great. And then I could see him being a little like leak route, a little wheel route, a little something, getting Seattle to shift one way, 30 back the other to Luke Farrell. Tonjes is good, by the way. He's good. I wouldn't hate a Tonjes touchdown play just in general, but I'm going to go Farrell for a long touchdown here come Saturday night.
Wow.
I had a leaf in the frame.
I love that. I love that. And I'm going to jump right in because I got a bunch of stuff too. Obviously, if you've been listening to the show the past couple weeks, when we've been going over 49er games, Brock Purdy interception is the free square. They're catching on here. It's minus 164 this week. So got to work past a good amount of juice, but it's a free square. It's every game. So if you want
actually waited last game until it hit plus 100 and then I bet it. But you can wait on Brock Purdy too, because Shanahan's going to be smart. He's not going to be slinging early. It's not going to be a Bears game scenario, I think, where it's like pick on the first play and they still lose. But I'm going to wait on Brock Purdy, but I am going to play that at some point. So
that's a good play. Wait live till you get it even money or minus 120 or something like that, and just take it. It's free. It's every game. He's got a pool noodle for an arm. So someone will eventually jump a route or something, or a ball will get tipped. But going off of kind of what you were saying, I like Tonjes 5+ catches here, plus 123 for a couple units here. He's going to be Seattle plays a lot of zone. He's just going to be a check down option on any play. They got to keep a running back in the backfield. I know they run use check out there a lot, but if he's lining up as basically the tight end, which he did a good amount of against the Bears, they might have to keep running back there for extra blocking, extra protection. I like Tonjes in the check down game, especially against a lot of zone, which I think Seattle runs a lot of, if I'm not mistaken.
They do, yeah. A lot of free shells.
With the Purdy play, I'm just going to take Seattle defense anytime touchdown plus 450. I'm just playing probabilities here. If he throws a pick, I like Seattle's defensive backs are pretty electric, actually. So give me the Seattle defense to score here plus 450 for a unit. Then give me a little sprinkle on a Kyle Juszczyk anytime touchdown plus 750 for a half unit.
I like that.
There it is.
I do like that too.
He's going to show up in these playoff games. He shows up when it matters most. Shanahan trusts him. It doesn't matter that he's a fullback, because guess what? He's really not. He's a fucking, he is. He's a football player is what he is. He's not a fullback. He's going to play a lot of Kittle role. If you want to play Kyle Juszczyk receiving yards, catches, it's probably low to start with. If you like him to get a couple of big plays, a couple looks, could be a decent idea. And then last play here, you could ladder this, and I thought about it going basically all the way up, but like McCaffrey 150 rushing and receiving yards plus 332 for a unit. That's the number that I settled on. I think his normal line is around 120, 130. How does he not get 7 catches and 25 carries here is my question. Just sheer volume play. I think we're there. Unless
there's a lot of volume in this game, the more I'm looking at it right now, Sammy, that I think we can play here.
Yeah.
I think you play around with those McCaffrey numbers for sure.
200 for McCaffrey rushing and receiving was like, I want to say 12-1, 13-1, something like that. Like that, I think that's in the realm of possibilities. And I know he went off against the Bears, and he had 180 against the Bears, basically. So, and that was a crazy game. But this could be a game where there's a lot of long fields. Again, a lot of checkdowns, a lot of. I think Shanahan's gonna have to get the running game going with no Kittle safety valve.
I don't think he's going to, though. That's a problem. But I do think McCaffrey's going to get his touches.
Yeah.
So, but I'm with you. The safety valve, those plays. But Where I'm going again, because it's a staple of the Shanahan offense, when they can't get McCaffrey going, which I don't think they're going to be able to, they go to the tight ends. And I'm looking at Jake Tonjes, 50-plus receiving yards is plus 173. And I think you play that with a Kyle Juszczyk, 50-plus receiving yard at plus 930, and you play the Farrell anytime touchdown, you're going to make money at the end of the day, and you may make a lot of money if all of them hit, because I think all of them can hit. You call me crazy, but fucking Ricky Parasol doesn't send any kind of shivers down me boots. Marcus Robinson, same thing. First down, Dewan, yeah, they're good. They're good wideouts, but he's going to use his tight ends. He's going to use them.
Mm-hmm. Pearsall probably won't even play this week either. He was out last week, and he's questionable.
I know. No, I think he'll play, but it might be a decoy. Again, I think you mix some of these tight end fullback hybrid. The odds are just way too high.
Yeah, I loved it. I love the San Fran big boys. Basically, is what we'll call them. The San Fran big boy receivers. They're in for a day.
A lot of guys in San Fran like the big boys. That makes sense.
Yeah, the big boys.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I got for that game. We can move on. Are you guys ready to move on to Sunday?
Yeah, I can't add any.
Oh, if you want to.
Oh yeah. I'll do it quick. We spent a little time on that. This number seems way too low. He has 6 touchdowns this year, and I freaking love this dude. This dude is gritty. He goes under center for sneaks sometimes. AJ Barner at plus 175 to score seems a little bit suspicious. It seems a little bit low for my liking. So that's why I like it. 2 units on him to score. And then I'm going to put a half unit each on him to score first and him to score 2+. And then I am also going to put a unit on Rashid Shaheed to score as well. Maybe a defensive touchdown for you there, Samuel, on a punt return. There it is. So
I do have defensive special teams touchdown. Yes, that would play.
By the way, if I had to make a different play than Luke Farrell for longest touchdown for the DraftKings bonus bets, it'd be any of the defenses this weekend.
Yeah, Seattle defense is locked in for an 80 or 90 yard red zone pick 6.
No, I meant to say that earlier. I think I might have been pissing. Was just the fact that I think Buffalo, Denver, Seattle, San Fran, whoever you want to pick, find your one. I think that could honestly be the longest touchdown scorer of the weekend. Bo Nix pick 6, Josh Allen pick 6. We got a lot of good special teams, Marvin Mims, Rashid Shaheed. We got some fun stuff going on with those defenses. Defenses scoring maybe around robin the 4 of them. On Saturday, maybe we do a little round robin.
You're
round
reading my mind into something I'm going to save for the end of the show. But my goodness, Jake, are we on to something here?
Striking gold is the 49ers.
We'll move into Sunday here. Texans at Patriots. Patriots laying 3 at home. Total 40.5. This is a Nico Collins-less Texans team, which basically means their offense is dead.
Offenseless.
Their defense is going to probably have to score more than their offense if they want to win this game.
Well, TJ Watt used to do that.
So with that, I'm going to just play the under here for 40 units, 40.5. I don't think the Patriots offense is that good. I think we saw it against the Chargers. The Chargers defense is good, not great. This is a truly elite defense. This is the number 1 NFL defense here coming in. And like they say, if there's one thing that travels, it's defense. So I'm going to take the under here, 40.5. I don't think Drake May is, I don't know. He had a couple turnovers last week and the Chargers just never capitalized on him. So I think if that happens again, there's a chance the Patriots lose this game. And I think that's why the spread's only 3 here. And I think it's all because the turnover issue here with the Patriots. But what do you guys got in this game?
Well, I'll apologize first. I know I said TJ Watt instead of JJ Watt. Got distracted. There were a couple of fine young-looking women who might have walked into the bar here, and my eyes wandered. So J.J. Watt used to score more than the Texans' offense back in the day, is what I meant to say. But anyways, Ray, go ahead and run into this one.
I am. When I saw that Collins was out, I didn't even know what the over-under was at, but I figured it'd be at around 37-ish, 38-ish, considering that the Patriots got shut down last week and the Steelers didn't even score a touchdown at home against this Texans defense. And I'm going to go with the over here. I think the under is so obvious. I think it's completely and totally obvious that I think the Patriots are going to move the ball a little bit better this week. I think Drake May got his first playoff game out.
How you say it? Drake May.
Yeah. And I think he got his first playoff game out under his belt. I think he's going to be ready to go at home this week. So I'm going to take the over for 4 units. And then I'm also going to take the Patriots to cover and win this game for another 4 units. So that's my Super Bowl winner right now. So I'm sticking with it. This is going to be their toughest game down the stretch, especially against this defense. That's what I believe. So
that I can agree with. This is probably basically if they win this game, they have a really, really good shot, I think, in the Super Bowl against the Bills or the Broncos. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. This is probably their toughest game.
Yeah, that's what I'm not doing any props in this game because I actually do kind of like this game. And I'm just going to go 4 units on each. Pat's laying a 3 in the over 40.5 in this one.
Yeah. Jake, what you got?
I hate this game. I absolutely despise this game. I'm glad somebody likes it because I actually have 20 plays in this game. I'm not even kidding because I don't know what to do. So I'm going to start with a unit on the Texans. Fuck it. There's actually 0 reason why I'm doing this. Just unit on the Texans because it doesn't make sense. I think this should be a 7-point type of line. 3 points is not enough. So give me the fucking money line if we're going to go that far. And then I'm going to put 2 units on every single Texan pass catcher to have over on yards. All of their yards are way too low. So I'm going Christian Kirk over 39, Jaden Higgins over 38, Dalton Schultz over 39, Xavier Hutchinson over 27, Woody Marks over 9, and Jalen Noel over 9 for 2 units each. So that's 6 plays right there. Because those numbers just don't add up to me. I don't like CJ Stroud's total at hovering around 200 because I think they're going to be down in this game. So if I go 2 units on all of those, a couple of them have got to hit if the Texans win. If the Texans lose, I think all of them hit because I don't know who the fuck he's going to throw the ball to, but it's got to be somebody. So it's not – this is a pure just volume play where I'm thinking 5 out of 6 of these are going to fucking hit in some way, shape, or form, especially the Woody Marks play. They're going to find ways to get him the ball. That dude looked fucking good against Pittsburgh. Granted, anyone could look good against that run defense, but he looked good. I think he's playing well. And then I'm going to go 2 fun plays here where I'm going to put 3 units on each quarterback to throw a pick, right? Because I think that's probably going to happen. I think it's going to be a bad game, shitty game. It could go over. I literally don't know what could actually happen in this game. It's going to be like a 19-17, a 25-28, something ugly, something weird, something odd. So both of them to throw a pick. But then if you go down a little bit further, you find first quarter interceptions. And I'm going to take each of them to throw a pick in the first quarter as well for a unit because I think one of them will. And they're both plus 500. So somebody's going to throw a pick in the first quarter because it's just going to be a poo-poo, ugly Patriot way game, whatever you want to call it. Texans games in the playoffs are never pretty. They're always the weirdest thing. That game honestly should have ended 7-6 last week if Rodgers doesn't fumble, throw the pick 6. Super sad day for me, honestly, watching Rodgers go out that way. I hope it's not the end for Raji. Love that guy, but he was just trying to make plays. You can't blame him. But these games just stink. So to recap, unit on the Texans money line. I'm going to go a unit each on Drake May and Stroud to throw a pick in the first quarter. It's plus 500. I'm going to go 3 units each on each of them just to throw a pick in general, which are about even money. It's like minus 111, minus 107. The odds are pretty good. And then I'm going to go 2 units each on all 6 of the Texans pass catchers to go over their yardage total.
I love that. A lot of love for the Texans. Spread the love a little bit.
I don't know what route this Patriots team they could hand it to Travion Henderson twice and he could score. He's pretty good. Like this is a fun team to play. Just either way, if the Texans win, Stroud's going to have to make some passes that he shouldn't make. Which Xavier Hutchinson, that's my pick to click. Like if they actually fucking played this kid, he's good. He's fucking good. I'd play him to score, but I don't know what they're going to do. You know, like I don't know who's going to get the majority of these snaps now that Nico's out. So Charlie Kirky.
Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, shout out Stephen A. Good call there. It could be anybody. So that's why I'm just going, let's just go smorgasbord across the board. All of them could fucking hit. It's not like we're asking the dude to get 80 yards. If every one of those dudes hits 40 yards, we win, guys. And that's still only 240 CJ Stroud passing yards. This isn't an insane bet, in my opinion. So
I agree. I think the Patriots secondary is so much better than the Steelers. So I don't see like Christian Kirk having another fucking 160-yard game. Like that's just.
Can he have 40?
Fuck yeah, he can.
Exactly.
If they're chasing, they'll dump it down to Stover. They'll dump it down to fucking Schultz. Then they'll throw it to Hutchinson. Then Tank Dell if he's still alive. Like it could happen. It's very realistic.
Yeah. It sounds super weird, but when I saw it and I started scrolling through these props, I just kind of scratched my head and went, well, I fucking hate this game anyway, so let's have some fun with it.
Yep. I like it. So, it's fun.
Ray, do you have any props here? I'm looking something up really fast.
No, the only thing I'd probably do is a Hunter Henry touchdown because I do like that guy a lot, and Drake May throws to him, but I don't even know what the odds are, but that's the only thing I'd really consider.
He's a dog.
Yeah.
He's a dog.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
He's a very underrated. Also, plus 200. I like plus 200.
Yeah, that's good value.
I like Travion Henderson plus 200 too, but they run Ramondre Stevenson like he's a fucking 4-down Curtis Martin back. So I don't know what the fuck they're doing there. That makes no sense either. They could have blown up the Chargers twice if they just would have had Henderson in half the plays they had Stevenson in on.
Yeah.
So
also, I don't see there being a reason why Diggs can't have a somewhat decent game after only posting 5 yards last week. So
that's wild.
I 100% that defense is elite. It's next level elite. But
I mean, Stingley he's really fucking good, man. I'm blanking on the other corner's name, and then ESPN with the gaff of Jimmy Ward. Do you all see that?
Oh yeah.
The dude he was like in prison and now he's on the IR, but I think he might still be in prison. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's really good on ESPN's team there. They get paid fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars to create those graphics and still can't do it right. So
yeah.
Shout out ESPN. Fucking I hate ESPN. People would rather listen to us, that's for sure. We just don't have the platform.
Oh, 100%. Nobody wants
I could get really drunk and they would really love listening to us then. I'm sure. Lowrider's on right now. I know you all can't hear it somehow, even though I feel like I'm shouting because Lowrider is so loud.
And we can't even hear that. It's awesome.
Yeah. And now I get it. This was I was just looking at a little bit of evidence here. Week 18, I know Nico Collins only played 15 games this year, so there has to be another game that I'm missing that he didn't play in. I was curious to see how the receivers did, but week 18 he didn't play, and that was against the Colts. I can't necessarily remember if they had they probably clinched the division at that point.
Brown played the first half, and he threw a couple balls to Hutchinson that were real.
Hutchinson
nice.
5 for 84.
Yeah.
Hutchinson 5 for 84. Schultz 4 for 73. Higgins 2 for 23. Noel 1 for 13. So,
Woody Marks. Anything on Woody Marks?
He didn't play that game.
Okay, what about Kirk? No.
one for -3, but like he got hot. They're going to use him because he was hot last week.
But that's 4 out of 6 right there without Marks or Kirk. That's all I'm saying. So in a game where Collins didn't play, 4 out of 6 smash. I mean, no sweat on any of those. So maybe I go higher than 2 units per, but I think it's just
I think it's that game. Hold on. I think I found the game.
Okay.
It's this one against home against the 49ers. I don't think he played this one. No, he didn't. So home against
Stroud
the 49ers.
That one, right? Is that Stroud?
Home against this was middle of the season. Home against the 49ers. Hutchinson 5 for 69 and a touchdown. Noel 5 for 63. Joquavius Marks 4 for 49. Berrios 5 for 38. Higgins 4 for 34 and a touchdown. Schultz 2 for 24. Jared, like there are 10 receivers legitimately listed here.
That's
there are 10
right there.
This is before Woody Marks broke out because Nick Chubb and Ogunbowale are and Joquavius Marks. This is Joe. Oh, that's Woody.
That's Woody.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
his favorite character in Toy Story was Woody.
Yep.
Easy. Okay, I know it. That's a fun fact. I might have sounded like an idiot for that, but that's how they listed it here.
Well, I honestly made it up, but I kind of assumed it was a thing. Is that an actual thing, Rick?
I have no idea. USC and he was a stud there, so I have no clue.
He used to be rock hard as a baby, and his mom called him Woody.
I mean I love your angle there, Jake. I got some plays in this game, and it's all ugly. It's a Drake May pick. It's always a Drake May pick. Add it to the card. It's a Texans defense touchdown. You can put it in there. They're gonna have to do something. I thought these could be like -200 after what I saw last week.
Yeah,
with the Chargers here. Hold on. Danielle Hunter 1+ sack -126. How is that not free money? Will Anderson -129 for a sack. May was under fire all game.
It hurts not having the Michigan boy, whatever his name is.
Campbell.
I can't think of his name. Campbell. Yeah, I knew it wasn't Alt. I kept thinking Alt. I don't know why.
The kid's a stud. Yeah.
Both are studs and both are out.
Yeah.
So.
But and then because May will be under fire here. I got Ramondre receiving yards over 22.5 for a unit as well at -109. Like you said, Jake, they for some reason this year they're deciding to use Ramondre like a bell cow back, and he's like not that good, I don't think. But he's like they don't use Travion, and I think he's better, but
he 100% has better breakaway playmaker type speed for sure.
But they give Ramondre catches now.
Ramondre wasn't fucking used at Oklahoma, guys. Remember that. He was a fucking nobody at Oklahoma. So
yeah, he had a good day out of the backfield last week against the Chargers. So I'm just gonna ride it again here. I think May's gonna have to check it down because of the pressure the Texans will get. Plus, those corners will lock up these, in my opinion, very average Patriots receivers.
Correct. No, I think we're all on the same page. It's a tough game to call. It really is.
I might ride that receiver thing you're doing with the Texans. I love that. Because when Nico Collins doesn't play, they spread it. They don't just play, they don't force feed the number 2, the number 3, or whatever. They just spread it.
100%. Spray and pray, baby.
So last game here for the NFL. Obviously the best game here. Rams at Bears. Gonna get some bear weather here at Soldier. It's gonna feel like -10 with the wind and stuff, because it's gonna be like a high of 20 that day. So and then the wind will 18 to 20 mile an hour winds down by the lake. Rams laying 4.5 despite this. Total
went from 3.5 to 4.5.
Total at 48.5. I'll just start. I'm actually this could be the warning sign, I guess. I am thoroughly excited to bet the Bears money line this week. I haven't been confident in a Bears game since the bye week, and that was about week 8 or 9. I can't even remember what week they had the bye. I haven't been confident in a game since the Bengals game. Whenever that was, I haven't been confident in a Bears game. So with that being said, I'm kind of excited to bet the Bears here. I'll take the money line for 3 units at home. I think Stafford's coming in banged up. And I'm sure Puka will kill us. I'm sure Devontae will find his way in the end zone because he's still got a little bit of Green Bay in him. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just playing the Stafford's banged up. Maybe the Bears turn him over a time or two. And the Bears just seem to find a way. So that's kind of what I'm betting on here. Is the Bears finding a way here?
Yeah, and I'm glad you're confident, Sammy. I'm glad you're happy. Again, I've got a lot of Bear fans. I told all of them, I'm glad you're happy. I'm glad you won. I'm glad you're feeling something for the first time in a long time. But the horseshoe up the ass, unfortunately, ends here. I think every metric has spelled it out for weeks that this Bears team is not that good. I don't think they're good. I don't think the Packers are good either. That's why that game was so close last week. You couldn't make this line high enough for me. I don't care about the weather. Stafford last year against an elite Philadelphia team playing very well, shredded them in a fucking blizzard. I don't care about the weather. I'm so glad the game actually went from 3.5 to now 4.5 because that shows that money is going to the Rams. I'm going to be on the Rams minus 4.5 for 5 units. I am going to take Stafford to throw a pick for 2 units. This Bear defense does as a horseshoe up their ass. They're going to find a way to get the football. They're going to find a way to turn them over. So I'm going to take them to throw a pick. But my biggest play in this game, and I'm shocked the odds shifted just in our time here. But yeah, okay, he's still the favorite. My biggest play in this game is Davante Adams for 15 units to score a touchdown. He's back. It's Tay. And you called it bear weather. That's bullshit, by the way, because you're about to be in a dome. Bear fans hate the cold. They're all soft. I think we have karaoke going. Can everybody hear that or not?
No, I can't hear it.
Guys, it's so bad. I'm yelling because this is the worst thing. It's about as bad as watching the Bears in the first half. I'm taking Devontae for 15 units to score a touchdown at minus 120. Odds are he's going to be getting a Kyler Gordon, Rashawn Wright, and not a Jalen Johnson, who still didn't play that well. I think he was banged up a little bit, but he's going to be getting option B or C from the 4-yard line. And yeah, Devontae is a lock there. So I'm going Rams. Sorry to break your heart, Sammy. That's not a biased pick. This Rams team, when you look at actual stats, is far and away better than any team really in the playoffs. The Seahawks still scare me because I think they do match up well. But it's a Rams Super Bowl basically for them to take at this point. Yeah. So I'm going Rams. I'm going with Stafford to throw a pick because of the horseshoe, and I'm going to go with Devontae anytime touchdown score.
Yeah, and listen, like I said, Devontae's gonna probably score. He's still got Green Bay in him, dude. He's gonna find his way in that end zone, and every Bears fan's gonna be like, of course, Davante Adams. It's gonna happen. And like you said, I'm gonna vouch for your picks here because I love him. I just can't bet him for moral reasons. But Jalen Johnson, ever since he's come back from injury, has been like, I'm going to even say like 2 steps slower than he normally is. He is getting burnt.
Yeah,
he is getting burnt.
A lot of people are like, oh, he came back too early. He's going to get hurt again. What I want people to realize, and this is, I said it, and then my friend who is a fucking MLB team trainer, so he actually knows what he's talking about, hearted the message and said, you're 100% correct. If he was still hurt, he'd not be back because literally coming back from a core surgery, if you come back before you can die. So he is healthy. I just think he's slow. I just think he's not in shape. I don't know what it is. Maybe he'll look better next year. It's one of those surgeries that I don't like the Achilles with Rodgers, which is why I give Rodgers so much credit for what he's done. It's hard to come back in a year's time frame, let alone, he's been back, 6 months later, right? 5 months later, whatever it was. So he is healthy. He's not going to die on the field, but he might be a step or more slow.
And same thing with Kyler Gordon, first game back pretty much all year last year. And he also had trouble with some of those Packers receivers. And again, I'm sure you guys will say this too. These Rams receivers, tight ends
eons
are
better.
far and away better than what the Packers had to offer.
Guys, I've said the Packers sucks. They were a bad football team who I still thought could play well against a bad football team, and they did for a half until their head coach blew it. McVay's not going to blow it. McVay's a good coach. He knows how to motivate. Stafford's fucking gritty. He doesn't give a fuck about the cold. His veneers may hurt. His teeth may hurt a little bit. But outside of that, he's going to play well. It's going to be the Rams in a relative rout because I do think there's going to be a little bit of slop in this game, but I just don't think the Bears' offense gets going as well as they can. So
I think it's just like my last thing that I'll touch on here is the Rams defense, like flat out sucks. Like it has sucked like the last couple weeks. So it's like you said, my thing is if the Bears can just find a fucking way to get going before the fourth quarter, this game is anybody's game in my opinion. If they can find a way to get going before the fourth quarter, but do not expect them to win a game if they have to. Like you said, if they have to rely on the horseshoe up their ass in the fourth quarter with 6 minutes left, down 2 scores. That won't happen against the Rams. It doesn't matter if their defense sucks. That just won't happen with McVay. But again, I think it's anybody's game if they get going early, and I guess that's kind of what I'm betting on here, if they can establish the run early. But Ray, what you got here?
What I've got is 2 defenses that suck. They fucking blow. I mean, the Rams.
Quentin Lake blows. I don't know if the Rams defense blows. Their slot corner and secondary might blow.
I think their secondary fucking sucks.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Destroyed last week by every Panthers receiver that they put on the field. I mean, destroyed. And I think the Bears are the exact same way. And considering that Puka and Devontae are coming into town, not an easy task, obviously. I had the over-under at like 53.5 before these two faced off, and I think it opened at 52.5 or 51.5, and it just kept sliding down.
I think it's a weather thing.
Probably because NBC's God, it's going to be -20. There's going to be flurries. Who gives a fuck?
No, I can't even snow when it's that cold. It's not going to snow. It's just the wind and the actual the cold. The feel like.
And as much as I hate to say this hasn't affected Caleb this year. He's been just fine in the cold. He's done just fine. And Stafford is Stafford, and he's going to fucking let it rip like he did for them to win the game last week. So I love Jake's play on the over in this game. That's probably my biggest play in this game. That's going to be a 6-unit play for me, the over. Regardless if either team comes out slow, which I don't see happening with these two offenses right now, I still think that even down the stretch, some of these guys are going to have some quick hits late. Puka's going to get open late. Devontae Adams coming back obviously helps a ton. And I just really my only play before like talking about this game was going to be an Adams touchdown. There's no way he doesn't score here. I don't see it not happening. So
he's still unreal. Like he's still fucking awesome.
He's incredible.
I love that. Yeah.
And even though he was hurt this year, statistically, he had one of his best years. He played for the fucking Jets recently, so that doesn't matter. But since being in Green Bay, I think this has been one of his best years, and I don't see a spot where he doesn't get in. Like Jake said, if he's going up against one of these corners on the outside with 3 or 4 yards to go, it's going to be an automatic fade spot in the end zone, I feel like. And he's got an advantage over everybody in that secondary. So 6 units on Adams to score and 6 units on the over in this game. I hate betting against the Bears just because you never fucking know with these guys. They could do some weird shit late.
It's the horseshoe, man. The horseshoe. You can't predict the horseshoe.
But I think McVay could crack that horseshoe this week. So,
you ask him to send a horseshoe out to Virginia Beach, Virginia next week for our casino run.
Yeah, we need. Oh, and then I'll finish off with 2 last plays. Considering this weather, considering how bad these defenses are, I could see a scoop and score on both ends of the field for both these quarterbacks. So I'm putting a unit on each defense to score in this game as well. So that's what I got. And like I said, you guys have been talking about the horseshoe. The Bears could easily get a pick six or a fumble six in the first 4 minutes of this game. So there we go. That's what I got. 6 on the over, 6 on Adams to score, and then a unit on each defense to score as well in this one.
Like it. I got some Bears props for the listeners that are in on the Bears. I'm riding the Stafford pick with you, Jake. I'm glad you said that, especially at even money. I love it. Again, DA is they're just gonna press him and hope for a pick. Stafford will probably throw for 400 yards again, despite the wind, despite the cold. But I think he will mix a pick in there. He mixed one in last week against the Panthers. So I'm gonna ride the Stafford pick. I'm going to play Caleb rushing yards over 19.5. He's just going to scamp. He just loves to scamper. And especially, I don't think they're going to try and take as many deep shots again, given the conditions. And Caleb can't make an in-between read. He is physically incapable. I think this is a lot of my handicap for this game too, especially in the prop section, is Caleb is still a creature of habit. And unfortunately, he has a lot of bad habits. Now, one of them is holding onto the ball and then just finding a way. And then he's been much better this year at actually getting out and just running and making something of it. But I think there's going to be a lot of that in this game. I think the Rams have some pretty decent pass rushers there in Jared Verse. Probably going to be lining up against a backup left tackle in Theo Benedette. So they're going to mix pressures. Caleb's going to get out. I think over 19.5 rushing yards is kind of a lock for me. I like a Loveland touchdown. They're plus 200. They've just been he's basically the number one guy right now. So you're getting the number one guy plus 200 on a team that is going to score. The Bears, I would be utterly shocked if they got shut out here or held to 3 points. But and then I got a Rome touchdown here at plus 260. He was targeted a couple times last week. Again, this is Caleb, creature of habit. His habit when he sees Rome in the end zone, throw it to him. 1 guy, 3 guys, 7 guys on him, doesn't matter. He's going to throw the ball in Rome's direction near the end zone. So I'm going to play a Rome touchdown just in case that connects at plus 260. And then here's my play of the weekend. The Luther Burden receiving ladder. I mean, let's just, for context here, Jalen Coker smoked this defense last week. Smoked them. 9 catches, 134 yards, and a touchdown. And now, in my super unbiased opinion here, Luther Burden is a better receiver than Jalen Coker, and we have a better guy throwing the ball to him than Bryce Young.
Can I say something really quick?
Say something. Chime in here before I make
Jalen
this.
Coker is a better receiver than Luther Burden. Jalen Coker has a worse quarterback throwing to him than Caleb Williams. Jalen Coker is really fucking good, and eventually it's going to be realized if he can stay healthy. He does have a major injury problem. So I've said maybe on this podcast, definitely to you, I hated the Luther Burden pick for the Bears because I liked it so much and because I think Luther Burden's really good. But Jalen Coker's fucking good, but I do still like this play, Sam. So just wanted to get that out there to say Jalen Coker, fucking stud. Luther Burden, pretty good. Not saying fucking stud yet for him, but pretty good. Better quarterback, though. Yes.
Love it. And I've given out Jalen Coker stuff. When Jake and I have been doing Panther stuff, basically, it feels like we're a Carolina Panthers pod here.
I missed the Panthers, so I had to talk about them for a second.
I am a part-time cokehead. I will say that. But I like the Luther Burden receiving ladder. We're starting at 39 yards. And I'm going to just ride it up to 100 yards off of the sheer context that Jalen Coker did it last week. 9 catches for 134 yards. You get 100 yards for Luther Burden at 12-1. All the throws cannot go to Colston Loveland. Maybe they will, but I don't think they can. And Rome is still not 100%. He's playing with a stress fracture. Like, he never had a procedure. He never had anything. He just sat out. So he's still playing with a stress fracture. It probably just doesn't hurt as bad, or they're giving him the Rodgers stuff or whatever. But, and they try to get the ball to Kmet a couple times. He had a big drop last week. Swift doesn't get involved out of backfield because Caleb doesn't ever throw the ball to running backs. So give me Luther Burden, especially in the screen game too, breaking a couple tackles. He is electric after the catch. So give me that ladder all the way up to 100 yards for Luther Burden.
I hope it hits for you, Sammy.
By the way, Fred Warner's out this week.
Confirmed. Oh, is he now out?
Wow,
he looked good at practice though.
He did.
So they must be afraid that he's going to get re-injured, because I think he wants to play.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, dude. But he's out.
Wow. I mean, he looked good at practice.
Yeah.
He was moving around well.
And
that
then
sucks.
I don't know about you guys, but I got a little bit of a D-gen play for our listeners out there before we head into the college game on Monday. I know we touched on it. Jake was kind of reading my mind early, didn't want to give out too many spoilers. I have on my paper here a plus 21350 parlay. And that involves
21,000, because I have a plus 1,200 and I'm about to read, but okay, 21,000 is a little better.
This involves, now I'm going to play it as a round robin. And I'm going to play all combos because it's only 3 picks. Bears defense touchdown, Texans defense touchdown, Seahawks defense touchdown. Now, if you hit the 2s, it's still like 38 to 1. So you basically just need 2 of these defenses to score, and just throw $5 on it. You're in it for $20 because there's 4 combinations. If one of them hits, you profit over $100. If all 3 of them hit, you're up like $1,500. So, that's my little D-gen play of the week. Big week for the defenses.
I like it.
My parlay is on a similar realm, but not bad. I'm just all 4 quarterbacks on Sunday. Parlay them to throw a pick. I've already got 3 of them bet. I might as well throw Caleb into the parlay. Stroud, May, Caleb, Stafford. Pick plus 1230. I think it's a play. Tell me I'm wrong, boys.
I think that's a great play. Especially, I think a lot of these quarterbacks too are going to be in situations where it's like, for me, it's the 4th downs. It's the 4th downs. Yep. It's the analytics. It's everyone goes for it now. No one punts. No one kicks. Everyone goes for it. And if they don't see it, it's an arm punt. I saw Caleb's first pick in the Packer game. Now it actually wasn't an arm punt.
Should have been a touchdown. Yeah.
He was yelling. He was yelling at the receiver because he ran the wrong route. However, I was perfectly content with it in the moment that it was an arm punt because, but I think we're going to see at least 1 or 2 of those from these guys, even if, it's the 4th downs for me. That's why I love the pick
honestly, the one I'm most afraid of is CJ Stroud, because he's a worse version of Caleb Williams in terms of not throwing it close enough to anybody that can get picked.
He sailed so many balls out of bounds in that Steelers game.
Collins in that first half game that fucked us out of the field goals.
Where I was like, "Are you kidding?" Like I was like, "What was that?"
Yeah. So. Yeah, he's the worst version of Caleb in that aspect. So,
but yeah,
Caleb, I'm telling you, is due for a tip ball at the line, deflected ball at the line pick, for sure. Like every single week, because he throws so many of them, and I don't know why. Because he's tall and it has a decently high arm slot most of the time. Even when it's a high arm slot, he spikes it into the fucking fingertips of the line. So I don't know. It's weird.
We'll move here to the college football national championship game. I believe being played down in Miami, right? It's at Hard Rock.
Yeah,
no?
It's at Hard Rock.
So,
Hard Rock.
Now, I know Ray's going to... Ray's going to say home game. Say it. You can say it, Ray.
I'm a billionaire. No, can you guys hear I'm a billionaire being sung by this drunk chick or no? Because I'm a billionaire.
I did for a little bit.
Yeah, it's really good. But anyways, we're going to become billionaires based on these plays that we're giving out. So.
Ray, go ahead and say it.
This is actually a home game for Miami from what I've heard and seen on social media. So this is not a actual Miami home game. So,
and I think you are unbelievably wrong. Indiana fans,
these Hoosier fans are fucking idiots, and they're going to show out in droves for no reason. Like I didn't realize this many people actually liked Indiana football. I don't think they realized they like Indiana football until Indiana football got this good. That's part of the problem. But yeah,
that's 100%, and that's 100% the problem, and that's 100% the reason they're going. They've never seen an important football game in Indiana football history.
No.
Or history, as we like to say here in the group chat. But anyways, Indiana going down to the Hard Rock in Miami in enemy territory, laying 7.5, total at 47.5. I'm so dead here. I mean, I want to hedge out my Miami future, but then it's like there's no value because Indiana's such a heavy favorite. So I think I'm just gonna ride it, and that's my play for this game. I'm just riding my Miami Natty future to win.
Are you gonna take them getting the points at least?
I don't even know. Because Sig, there's no point in my eyes. There's no point in taking the points with Miami
Sig's gonna embarrass
because Sig's gonna run it up late. Why would you take the 7.5? Because Sig does not care. Sig will run it up.
Yeah, it's kind of wild what Indiana is doing. I couldn't believe the stat that I saw, and I don't know how this didn't come out earlier. The fact that they are 0.3 years younger than the Packers starters. Do you see that stat?
I saw that, yeah.
Indiana starters are like 23.6 years old, and Packers starters were 23.9.
Yeah, it's insane.
Because the Packers were the youngest team in the league. So that's wild. Wild stat. But I'm on Indiana because I have the odd seed to win. So I can actually hedge by taking Miami money line, Sam, which I'm going to do a little bit because I do have a pretty hefty wager. I thought it would be 2 odd seeds, honestly. I thought it was going to be Georgia, Indiana. That's who I had in my national championship, but not actually because I had Alabama. But after Alabama lost, I had Indiana, Georgia. So the odd seeds in it. So I'm going to put a little bit on Miami. I'm going to enjoy the game because I'm going to make money no matter what. And then I'm just going to chuck on live shit based on how the first couple minutes looks. I think the first couple minutes is going to tell you how this game goes. I think it's either going to be a shootout or it's going to be a Miami embarrassment where it's like 35-0 Indiana. So if Miami gets on the board early, over. If Miami struggles early, under. Indiana route.
Fair enough. What a better way to write the movie, write the story with an Indiana route. It's all Hoosiers, man. I don't have the nuts to even think about doing anything with Miami this game. And Signetti, total scumbag, total douchebag, whatever you want to call him, he doesn't stop. He doesn't give a fuck. If he has an opportunity to put up 70 points in this game, he will. And I just think Indiana is a much better coach and much better football team in general. So I'm going to put 8 units on the Hoosiers laying the 7.5 and 3 units on the over in this game. I don't see a better way to finish the season than Indiana winning by 4+ touchdowns in this game. So I'm keeping it simple. That's all I got.
Yeah, the only thing giving me some amount of hope in this game is
the sloth.
Haley
Cavender.
No, it's I saw a video. Coach JB says that Mendoza is the same quarterback talent as Shedeur Sanders. He thinks Mendoza's a 5th round NFL draft pick, and there's just no quarterbacks this year in the NFL draft, which I do partially agree with. I think the quarterback class is unbelievably thin. I
I'm
do
on
think it's
that
a
train as
little
well.
harsh saying Mendoza's Shador, but he was like, what does Mendoza do that's special? Like, it, you know what? It kind of brings up a good point. It's a kind of vanilla, he's kind of a vanilla quarterback.
Here's what Mendoza does that's special. He processes at an elite level in the college game. That does not always translate to the NFL. So what translates to the NFL is the Dante Moore type of thing, where you have mobility, you have the arm strength, the coach
Yeah.
is going to find a way to build you, right? So the processing, yes, while it's key, is it going to translate to the next level? Probably not. He's not going to be ever playing on as good of a team as he's playing on right now. So that's why I do agree with a lot of what is being said there.
Yeah, that's the only thing giving me hope here, and the fact that Carson Beck has played 7 years of college football. But it's just like, there people out there like, Indiana hasn't seen a team like this, that just is run first, defense heavy. I'm like, it just doesn't seem like it matters at this point. What look you give Indiana, they're going to just find a way to kick your ass.
I'm going to fact check that because I don't know Indiana's schedule well enough, to be frank with you. Obviously,
I mean, Penn State, they almost lost to Penn State with a backup when they had their backup quarterback, I think. But
and I know they struggled against Michigan State early, struggled against Iowa. I know that. But
yeah, but those are all tough road environments. That's the thing. Like, this isn't.
Yeah. Michigan State was on the road. But, they never played Michigan. I thought maybe they played Michigan this year because that would have been the only team to comp them to. But,
I mean, fuck, man. I didn't really catch much of what you guys just said, but they beat the piss nards out of Oregon. Like, it was not – it was –
it was bad.
It was over. It was over when Moore threw that pick six. It was over.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, man.
And that was the first play of the game. That was a Brock Purdy play. That game was over.
They scored 56 points, I think, right? Isn't it 56 to 32 or something? My God, dude. Yep. Who's your daddy?
Can we get on that? Can we talk a little baseball here?
I was debating on starting my baseball pod up at some point. I don't know how much you guys can talk, but I was debating on
we could just talk about transactions. We could talk about transactions and news and stuff. Nothing else, really. I'm not even going to say the words.
Can we talk about how the AL Central is $20 million poorer than the Los Angeles, or richer than the Los Angeles Dodgers?
I was going to say,
the entire payroll of the AL Central is $20 million more than the fucking Los Angeles Dodgers. Like, what is the point of even playing baseball anymore?
And then just wait until the Tigers trade Tariq Skubal on an arbitration contract away.
Yes.
And then it's less than the Dodgers.
They may trade him to Boston just so it's guaranteed Boston Dodgers. To be honest, like
it's
that Boston Roto is nuts too. Boston,
nuts.
They fucked up everything possible with position players, but my God, are they fucking perfect with pitching?
Yeah, their lineup is fucking dog shit. Their lineup.
Yeah. No, they've literally found every way to fuck up everything possible with position players. But if they're willing to spend money at the deadline, they're going to have the second best team in baseball behind the Dodgers.
Yeah,
because that rotation is they might already have the second best with that rotation. It's unbelievable.
I mean, the fact that someone willingly paid Kyle Tucker $60 million a year is unbelievable.
Correct.
That is, he's not even worth like 35 a year in my eyes. The way now he had that phenomenal first half, got injured, came back, probably was still kind of sort of hurt, not playing 100%. He was ice cold the second half, didn't hit in the playoffs. It's
a little bit on your fans, though, too.
Yeah.
They booed him the second he got back. Like, he was so defeated.
Yeah.
He
was our savior
they also
for the
weren't
first
paying
half.
Him. As soon as they comes in, pay him after the first half, and then you come back after injury and you're immediately booed. What do you expect out of the guy? It's human nature to be like, all right, fuck this place. I'm done. You know?
Yeah. But yeah, Bo to the Mets I think that's a good move. No? I like Bo.
It creates some interesting plays there because they just got Simeon too, right?
Yes.
So what is that infield going to do?
A little tandem there. And then who's playing first? Because obviously Alonso's in Baltimore now. So I don't even know who's at first. They got to pick up a guy.
Will they put Semien at third? Or will they put Bichette at third?
Well, I think they're going to put Bichette at third, right? And
Beatty?
then Semien at second.
Do they still like Brett Beatty?
Brett Beatty, yeah.
What about Vientos? Vientos will probably be at first,
is good.
right?
I like Vientos.
He's got to be at first. So,
Yeah.
I think he plays first. I think him and Beatty probably switch at first base.
Semien played an okay shortstop back in the day for the Sox, but he hasn't played left side of the infield in 7+ years.
No.
What?
So,
yes, he was playing second with the Blue Jays even.
I mean, maybe Bichette just DHs and plays a little left.
Yeah, but then what does Soto do?
Soto's playing right for them. Soto's in right. Soto's in right all year last year.
Yeah, he sucks in right, though. He sucks.
He's not good anywhere. He's dog doo in the outfield. But he's an athlete. He'll make a couple plays out there. Where you're like, oh, cool.
43, 45 ding-dongs, too, last year. 130, 140 yards, something like that.
Soto's the third best player in baseball, for sure. Like, I don't care about his defense. Yes, defense wins, but when he should be in left field, the way that he hits, it's invaluable.
You know what I saw? And I love this guy, too. If we want to jump on that, I would love to hear you guys' take on this, because I think he's actually unreal, but I thought what I saw on social media was outrageous. I saw a list. I briefly glanced at a list of the MLB MLB Now top 100. I think it was put out by some official MLB Instagram account. It had Yordan Alvarez at 7. I think Yordan's an unbelievable hitter, but a guy who played half the season last year at the seventh best player in the league.
Just incapable of playing defense. Soto is an athlete. Jordan's not an athlete.
Dude,
he actually can't go out in the outfield.
Yordan hosed one guy at home, and MLB had to post it. I remember this. He hosed one guy from left, and they're like, Yordan Alvarez has an arm too. I was like, okay, well, he can't run, so
no.
He's a top 5 to 8 hitter every single year.
I 100% agree.
At least
4. But he's not the number 7 player in baseball.
Fuck no. He's one of the best hitters, but he's not one of the best players. Fuck no.
No, because I'm still going to put Tarek Skubal and Garrett Crochet and Davis Martin and Sean Burke over him, obviously.
I would be inclined even to put a slumping, declining Mookie Betts just because of his versatility and the fact that I know he can do it. That's the thing. He just had a terrible year last year.
Right. And Grant Taylor. And Andrew Bennett.
And Frazier Ellard or
right. Yeah, right.
Isn't
Yoandris Palmares. Yeah.
What about what's the young catcher's name? The switch hitter?
Andrew Caro. Andrew Caro's a top 100 player in baseball. I could see you make an argument for that. That kid's really good at catcher. And he hits. I could see it. I can see it.
That's a ridiculous thing to say.
I don't know.
Why? Name 100 better right now.
I'm not going to name 100 players, but
do it in 15 seconds, and I believe you.
I think
no, I'm obviously kidding, but I do think Edwin Caro this year could creep into the top 10 catcher conversation. He's a fun player. He's a really good switch hitting catcher.
Do you think he's better than Teal?
Yes. Teal's not as good defensively as Caro is. Now, I'm not saying Teal doesn't have a Teal in left field is fun.
Can we add this last portion of the podcast? And can I say Miami, Ohio they're an elite college basketball team.
Yeah, let's shout out a couple college basketball teams. Shout out Miami, Ohio.
Okay, Miami, Ohio is good, but can I shout out the West Coast Conference? I do this every year, and I feel like it's a above average basketball conference, and they still only get Gonzaga and St. Mary's. You can't tell me that Santa Clara, San Francisco, San Diego, that these teams would not win most of the other conferences.
I like Santa Clara. I do. I like Santa Clara.
If you're comparing those teams to fucking Stony Brook and George
Whoa.
Mason and
Oh,
these
yeah.
other teams.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a stretch.
Mason is 16-1.
You had me at Stony Brook because they stink.
No, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I think that the fifth best team in the West Coast Conference still, like, the West Coast Conference gets shit on, but they still beat a majority of these 13 through 16 seeds. You know,
Santa Clara went over to, was it Xavier early in the year and smacked them by 20.
I know.
So, I think, like, if you put Santa Clara and what the hell is the conference with all the California the California extension schools? Is that the Big South or the Big Sky? Big West?
Big West.
Yeah, Big West. Yeah.
So you put Santa Clara in the Big West, it's an auto tournament bid every year.
Yeah.
Or maybe 9 years out of 10. There's a fluke year in there. So, I agree with you there.
San Fran's really good too.
It's just like you can't put Santa Clara. Yeah, you have to. Translating over to other mid-major conferences, they would be pretty close to the top.
Like the West Coast gets 2 bids most years because they get shit on, and they shouldn't. Is what I'm saying.
Well, okay.
There's years where they deserve a third and they don't get it because they're like, oh, it's just another mid-major. We already gave them 2.
I think it's very similar to, and I think this is where they fuck up. Like, I think you can compare Atlantic 10 and
I was going to say the A10 and the WCC. In my opinion, the WCC is better because we have 2 better teams.
Well, because you have Gonzaga. Gonzaga is better than any A10 team.
That's what I'm saying. And they don't get a third team, where the A10 some years does get a third team just because it's East Coast bias.
And I just think, like, if you eliminate Gonzaga, I think both conferences are very comparable. So then why can't you put 3 WCC teams in if the A10
Right.
Like, I think
that is all I'm trying to say. So
100%. I think it's a very comparable conference. Like,
can we just also can we start a petition here? Enough with the 500 SEC teams. Can we put the really good mid-majors in for the auto bids
I don't
instead?
know, man. Some of these SECs are pretty fucking good.
Dude, also, can we do a reverse shout out? How do you do a reverse shout out?
You should have.
Fuck Kentucky. They suck. They're dead.
Bang.
Dude, their basketball program is dead. Mark Pope, dead. Kentucky, dead. Ray, I know, is on this train with me.
There's no Mormons in Kentucky. That's why.
They suck. Kentucky sucks. Their tournament, like, they have to basically win out and, like, be top 3 in the SEC, which is not looking good for them right now. Their postseason life is kind of on the line already here in this season. But fuck Kentucky, they suck. I'm glad we're probably not going to see them in the tournament because they disappoint every year, no matter what. We'll wrap it up here.
Good shit.
Good pod, boys.
And we are back for an in-person next week. Let's fucking go.
In-person pod next week. Stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you in person next time.
Bang.